From the Crush Studio in sunny Florida, this is the Disney Crush Podcast. And now your two tempests in a teacup, Dave and Tony Ann.
On this week's The Disney Crush Podcast, sneaky. People sneak things into Walt Disney World. You wouldn't believe what they sneak in. Episode 404 of the Disney Crush Podcast is starting right now. David.
Hey, Tony Ann.
How you doing?
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Disney Crush Podcast.
You reached out to me yesterday with this topic, and I hope you have a lot of good stuff. I found some stuff, and I knew some stuff, but this was your baby. This
well,
episode,
it's not so much my baby, but I mean, they well, that's going to come later. They do try to sneak babies in. That's another thing.
Yes, they do. They do.
Oh yeah, babies. Oh, but hey, before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to the show, subscribe to the show. You know, go to your app wherever you get it, and then push that subscribe button. Okay, thank you. And this is information that you guys are going to want to know, and I'm going to share it with you. 'Tis the season to rope drop. I know I'm not a rope dropper. Tony is not a rope dropper, but 'tis the season to rope drop. I encourage it. It's hot, and we're going to be going to Disney this weekend. And if we have the opportunity, we will be rope dropping. And also, I want to apologize ahead of time if we do indeed pick up the new Crush magnet. I'm apologizing right now for posting a picture of it, because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures of people posting their Crush magnet. Maybe I won't. Maybe I just won't post it.
No.
Yeah.
That was one of the things from last week's, that was a bit of housekeeping from last week's episode, that we were speculating what the magnet was going to be. It was definitely from the Finding Nemo movie, and it turned out to be Crush. I was totally off. And of course, they announced it right after we recorded. We literally hung up from recording, and I got a text from somebody with the picture of Crush. So it's Crush from Nemo. It's the magnet, and it will be available in Animal Kingdom. Wait, I've got it right here. It's already available August 7th through September 27th at the Discovery Trading Company on Discovery Island.
Even the Disney sensei can be wrong.
Yeah, well.
And if you're headed to, she doesn't agree with that. And if you're headed to Disney this weekend, like we are, the weather in Orlando this weekend is 91 with a low of 75 and an 80 to 60% chance of rain through next weekend. And that will probably continue for the next 2 months or
Absolutely.
3. So you're welcome. Just be prepared.
Unless we get a hurricane in there.
Well, that's
you get a hurricane.
True.
The days after the hurricane are the most beautiful days for weather in Florida.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I want one, but
no, we don't want any hurricanes. Last year we had 4 feet in the Crush studio, and I don't like it. We're still under construction here. No bueno.
Dave, by the time this podcast comes out, Veronica will have had a birthday, so let's wish Veronica a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Yeah, we're going to celebrate this weekend. We're going over this weekend to celebrate her birthday.
Oh, nice.
We're taking the dog. We're taking the kids. We're not taking the kids. I guess the kids are going to meet us over there.
The kids are going to show up.
Yeah, Zane, a couple of them, Zane and Olivia.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 out of 4 ain't bad. And the dog, well, the dog will be hanging out in the room. But that's okay.
Yeah. That's awesome. Any other news? Oh, Beacon Barrel, the bar at Magic Kingdom has announced its opening date. It's going to be August 29th. Reservations are going to open up on August 14th if you want to go. So 60 days from August 14th, the reservations will be open for that time period. They did release the menu. It looks very rum heavy. There's also going to be some beers, some non-alcoholic beverages, and some light food, kind of like Oga's, but the food looks a little better than Oga's, a little more appetizing. I did see some octopus, so.
Oh, that's going to make you happy.
It has a romesco sauce, Mr. Kessler, but there is octopus.
Is it going to be 21 and older?
No, it's gonna be the kiddies too.
Oh,
it's gonna be like older in that sense.
I thought maybe they were gonna keep going with this thing, but oh well. Okay.
No, not like Geo 82.
We have reservations for Geo 82 later in the month.
Oh, good.
Finally,
okay,
we're looking to maybe go over there and check it out.
They have, looks like some kind of dips, Island Provisions, which is plantains, tortillas, and flatbreads with dips. So it's like the Sanad bread service kind of. Mango chutney, garlic chimichurri, spiced guava, and a zesty cilantro cream dip.
Oh,
so it's a soap dip.
Nice.
There's going to be corn griddle cakes with chipotle braised chicken.
Mm.
And there's also going to be a vegetarian version of that with roasted corn and poblano peppers. And then the Kraken's Catch, which is octopus tentacles, marinated in lemon and lime juice with olives, bell peppers, avocado, piquillo, pepper, almond foam. Anytime there's a foam, you know it's a quality dish. When somebody spits on it, basically.
Yeah. And they had to do the octopus.
Oh, yeah. So that's really it. So it's like Oga's in that it's not really, you're not going to go there for a meal, really. You're going to go there for
a drink and a snack.
The drinks, they're, like I said, a lot of rum-based drinks, kind of like Trader Sam's in that sense, ranging from, they're up there around $18, $20 each, and some wine and beers. And they have some non-alcoholic drinks, too, for the kiddies. We'll see. I'm sure we'll go at some point.
What if they have a nursery for the kids to go to?
No, they don't have a nursery for the kids.
No, that's too bad.
Like I said, I'm sure we'll go.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the thing. We'll go a couple times. We'll go when our friends come to town.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling that we will be across the street at Jungle Canteen.
Yeah. Skipper Canteen?
Skipper Canteen, yeah.
Jungle Canteen? What the hell?
Jungle Navigation LTD Skipper Canteen.
That place over there.
Name.
That place.
Yeah. I just think it's probably going to be chaotic there, kind of like Oga's. I think that I will continue to use Skipper Canteen as my lounge. Anyway, David, you reached out to me with this topic. Well, last week you talked about a woman, and we were corrected. Our listener, Andy Hoffman, quickly texted us both on Wednesday morning to tell us the lady, in fact, did not bring crack into Walt Disney World. She brought meth. And there's a big difference, Dave.
Really? When it really gets down to brass tacks, does it really matter? The coke, crack?
I've never partaken in methamphetamine, but it's my understanding that it makes you very productive. Mm-hmm. So maybe she used it as a way to keep up with her family.
Well, I think crack does...
I'm not condoning it. Well, I'm not condoning it.
I'm not saying I know either, but I think crack does the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of an upper... but
all right, well, I don't know.
What? Hang on. What? Who? Hey, someone just called. Hang on. Yeah, it's David. This is Thurston calling. Yes. Hey, Thurston, how are you? Yes, Lovey and I were in the parking lot the other day, and my lovely, almost forgot to grab the crack before we went into the parks. I said, honey, grab the crack.
I think that's outside his tax bracket. He probably does those designer.
Honey, the assistant, she forgot the crack.
Oh, no. We're off the rails, David. We're gonna get another 1-star review.
Now I'm going to be dragging through the whole park because I won't have any energy. I need my crack.
Oh, David, we're really done here.
Off the rails we are. Off the rails we go. Back on the track. Here we go. Back on the rail.
So you did reach out to me that about things people sneak into the parks. That's what you wanted to talk about today.
No, sure. I think it's fun. I think there's a lot of things that people just try to sneak in, which is crazy.
So there was a news story this week, and I at first, we talked last week about the AI and you don't know what's real, but apparently this last week, a woman snuck a small doll. It wasn't a small doll, actually. It was a doll about the size of a Small World doll into Disneyland, and she had accomplices. And I heard a rumor that it was funded by this whole thing that she did was funded by a big corporation, but I don't know how true that is. So I'm not going to say that, but I guess it was the anniversary of the atomic bomb in Hiroshima. And she had a doll that she snuck into Disneyland land. Actually, she didn't sneak it in. She just carried it in.
Mm-hmm.
And she's on TikTok. She even said a cast member asked her about it. And she said, oh, yeah, this is my doll. And there are women that carry those dolls. So the doll had a sign that said, remember Hiroshima. And she and an accomplice were able to set the doll down on set. And I don't know how long it stayed in place, but there was a video of boats going past it.
Yeah, she
and
said
the doll was like dirt. The doll's face was all dirty, looking like it had been through a bomb.
Yeah, they specifically set it down on the Japan doll area.
Yeah.
And after watching this, you actually sent it to me, and I got to look at it. It looks like it was very well planned out. I think she had it shipped.
Yeah, somebody shipped it to her.
And yeah, so I think
I saw an article that it was the whole stunt was sponsored by somebody well known in business.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say it on the show.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it, but that's just not the place to do something like that, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just weird, just kind of strange.
But if you'll remember a few years ago, somebody did sneak a big political sign into Walt Disney World, into Magic Kingdom, and hung it over the train. You know, when you go up to the train station, there's that kind of platform where you can overlook and look toward the castle. And sometimes Mickey's up there at night when you're leaving the park waving. Somebody posted a political sign up there a few years back. I think it might have been in 2020 or during that campaign. Was promptly taken out. But there is a rule against bringing flags and banners into the parks. But people have done it. Don't forget, our friend Auntie Judy had to sneak. We had a meetup with the geeks, and there was a flag that they had, you know, geek and family reunion, and she had to sneak it in the bottom of her scooter. We held it in a picture, but it is technically against Disney rules to carry any kind of banner or flags.
Well, then how do the people from all the kids from Brazil have those flags they walk around with?
Well, those are tour guide flags.
No.
I mean, like a big banner that you can unfurl.
I think they need to ban those flags too. Annoying things. I mean, they all got the same shirts on, so you can't miss each other. So now you need a flag. Follow the flag.
Yeah.
Follow the flag.
That's how they stay together.
So annoying.
I'll be honest with you. The flag, like the tour guides that carry the little flags, that's a lot. I don't see that as often as I used to. Like when I was a kid in the 80s when I came, I saw a lot more of that. A lot more of those little flags with people walking around.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think I've noticed that. Well, maybe I would just have missed the tour groups. I don't know.
I think now with everybody having cell phones and tracking and stuff, I don't think it's as necessary. I mean, back in the day, like if you came in the 80s and you didn't have a cell phone, if you lost your family, it was a little harder to find them. Where right now I just look at my phone and say, "Oh yeah." Growing
up, if I'm in a tour group and I got the counselor or who the head person is and they're carrying a flag, I'm like, I'm going to try and get out of there, go somewhere else.
Yeah, you're going to avoid the flag person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is against the rules to bring a banner or flag or make any kind of political statement at any of the Disney parks. It does happen. Apparently it happened this week. And it was a doll.
It was coordinated for sure. They looked at it, where to put it, this was all a staged thing. And guess what? Good luck to you. I mean, way to go, because now you're probably banned for life from the park for doing that.
Well, I really don't think she cared. Because she was on a mission. There was a whole TikTok page. I think she knew going in that this was
you have to know going
behavior,
in.
And I don't think she was a Disney person.
Right. So, that goes into
she was doing it as a political stunt.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Anything else? Have you snuck anything into Walt Disney World? No, I don't want to get you banned from the parks.
No, I don't want to get banned either. Exactly. I do not want to get banned, Tony, and so I will try to follow the rules. But going back to that doll on YouTube, another person, he tried to sneak into Disneyland. I think it was Disneyland. Mm-hmm. He had on he put on a worker, the vest, the bright orange vest, and he made up his own little little lanyard with
Okay.
some Disney stuff on there.
Okay.
And his name was Dingus or something, just trying to be a smart aleck. The guy was looking for clicks, as I think most of this stuff is.
Oh, yeah.
And this thing went on and on and on. He couldn't make it that way, so he kept trying different ways, and they kept telling him no. So by this time, they were on to him, I think, because he tried a couple ways in, and he couldn't get in. Well, he finally found a way through the cast member area and was kind of scoping it out and found his way in. And then went to a bathroom, hid in a bathroom for a while. And his intention was to, I think, if I can remember, was to try to stay the whole night in Disney until the next morning. So he finally, towards the closing, he ended up getting into the park. And I think he went on some rides and stuff, whatever. But towards the end of the night, he went into a bathroom and tried to hide out. And cast members were coming in to clean it, and then security were coming in. Well, they finally found him. Not like, you're caught. Just like, oh, the park is closed, you need to leave. They followed him out. On the way out, they gave him a ban. Like a trespassing ban. And I think he said something like, "Yeah, I've been banned for life." So I think he couldn't care less that he was banned.
Wow.
What are you laughing about? You're upset that I didn't say he could care less. You are, aren't you? Look, yeah, you're like, now I don't got nothing to talk to my friends about. Oh, okay.
We don't talk about.
Oh, yes, you do. I know you do.
Oh my God, Dave. We talk about the Beacon Barrel menu.
You don't talk about me? Oh, jeez. Okay.
We talk about you, Dave. We talk.
I know you do.
Deirdre and I talk about you all the time. So you talked at the opening of the show about people sneaking babies in, and there was a TikTok a few years ago, and we can find it and post it again in the Friends of the Disney Crush Facebook group if you didn't see it. A few years back, there was a TikTok where a family, they had a child in a stroller, and she was under a blanket, and she was sucking her thumb, and made the child appear much younger than she actually was. She was in the stroller. She was all kind of curled up, small, sucking her thumb, looking like a baby or a toddler. And then once they got inside the park, they popped the kid out of the stroller, and the kid was like 5. She came up through the back of the stroller. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and she was in her little princess outfit, and
right? She was like up to the mother's like breast line. Like that's how tall the kid was. But the person who posted the TikTok, from what I understand, saw them outside of the gates, saw them getting the kid into the stroller, and decided to follow and tape them. And that's how that TikTok came to be, was that the person who took the video saw them setting it up, saw them outside of the gates. Because I think they went through security normally, because security checks your stroller and everything. And then I think somewhere between security and the tap styles is where they got the kid all situated in the stroller. So, and that's where the person saw them and decided to follow them and videotape it.
People complain about security all the time. Or did you have more to say about that? I'm sorry.
No, the term videotape makes me laugh because there's no such thing as videotape anymore.
Oh, that's true.
But we still use it.
Yeah.
Or like video.
Right. I know. And we still say records, but we don't use records anymore. I mean, we use them. People have, but.
People love vinyl.
Oh, I know. Oh, God, I have stories about vinyl, but I don't even want to get into it. But, oh, geez, I'm such a knucklehead sometimes. What was I going to say? Yeah, people complain about the security all the time. I think it's a good thing. It's not consistent. Mm-hmm. I know, because we go all the time, and certain things you'll have some that will stop you, and I can go to another park and haven't changed anything. Exact same thing in my backpack, nothing else. I haven't added anything, and I get stopped. So I just am not sure. Not only that, but the security officer who is checking your bag are also not consistent. And I know that because I've been taking in cologne, underarm, I do antiperspirant, and cologne just to keep myself fresh so no one has to smell my stink. And I've been taking in a small bottle for years and years and years and years. And I finally some guy finally stopped me and said, "You can't take that in."
Because it was a glass bottle.
And he said, "It's a glass." I said, "Dude, I've been taking this in for years. I mean, now you're," and I thought to myself, well, there we go. Not consistent. They actually let me take it in because they had to call over the head security guy. And first I think I talked about this previously on a podcast, but he told me to take it out or I couldn't take it in. Then he finally said, "Well, you know what? I'm going to let you go this time, but next time just don't bring it in."
They sell perfume in the stores.
Well, that's what I'm talking
in Epcot.
Yeah. And they sell
glassware.
crystal ball. I mean, crystal stuff. And I don't know. It's just not consistent.
Well, I remember the time that you had back in the day when they used to give annual pass holders good gifts and not magnets. You had your annual pass holder glass from Food and Wine Festival, and you hopped to Hollywood Studios, and security guard at Hollywood Studios was like, "No, dude, you can't take glass in." And he's like, "You were like, I just got this at Epcot."
I know. See?
I had it inside the park at Epcot. I was given it.
Right.
So that's a weird rule.
Right. So I could have walked around all day long at Epcot, and no one would have said a word. But yeah, you hop over to some other part. And I mean, I get it. It is.
Yeah.
It's their rules, but still, it's just weird. Yeah. I mean, my daughter's boyfriend got stopped because he had a pocket knife, and it wasn't a big one. It was, I don't know, kind of like a Swiss Army knife, maybe a little bit bigger.
Swiss Army knife. Yeah, yeah.
And they stopped him, and they looked at it, and first they told him he couldn't take it, and then they said, "Yeah, you're okay," and they let him walk in with it.
Well, it's really funny because I had an incident with a buck knife, not at Disney. We went on this trip to Tennessee, and my husband, when we travel, he has a buck knife. You never know what's going to happen on the road. You might have to cut something. My husband plans for the zombie apocalypse every time we go on a trip. So yes, he has a buck knife. It's not, how big is it? How long is this?
Buck knife? Well, it depends on the buck knife. They could be very small or pretty big.
One. It was a flip.
Yeah. Okay. A little small, little flip one.
Yeah. So
like a Swiss Army knife, maybe size or a little bit bigger.
It's bigger than a Swiss Army knife, but it had it. But anyway, I threw it in my purse. Like he was like, grab my buck knife. As we're walking out the door, I threw it in my purse because the zombie apocalypse might happen while we're.
Of course, might run into a zombie somewhere.
So anyway, as some of you know, on our way to Illinois, I had to stop in Tennessee to go to the hospital. And when he continued to Chicago after a few days, making sure I was stable at the hospital, because he went to see Dominic. So all I had was my purse, my phone, my eyeglasses. That's all he left with me. And then in the end, I wound up flying home. And I had this buck knife in my purse that I didn't even, I forgot I had it. Mm-hmm. And I did realize I had it before I went to I realized in the hospital that I had it because I went to the bottom of my purse to look for something. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to fly home with this. So I gave it, I had a male nurse on the last day. And I said, I'm sure you've had some weird things that patients have given you. I was like, but I'm going to give you this knife. And he's like, that's really not the weirdest thing I've been given.
Well, you could have just stuck it in your luggage. I
didn't have.
Oh, you just had carry on?
Oh,
that's okay. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
Well, how upset was Rich that he lost his buck knife?
He was upset. It wasn't an expensive one. He said it was like $20. He has a really expensive one the kids gave him for Christmas a couple years ago, and he's like, "You're so lucky it wasn't that." It wasn't. If it had been that knife, I probably would have tried to find a way to mail it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because that knife is sentimental and more expensive. But yeah,
we talked about this on a previous podcast. I think maybe I was going through security and I got stopped. The security guy comes over to me. Can you come out of the line for just a second? And I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Did I forget something? I don't know what's going on. And he takes me off the side just a little bit and goes, sir, you might want to zip up your pants. And I'm like, what? Oh gosh. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. I thought I was busted for something.
But back to the security at Disney, I find that even the metal detectors, I find even they are inconsistent. Like I'll go through at one park and not beep, and then I'll go through at the next park with the same exact things in my bag, and I'll beep. And I do think they turn up the sensitivity sometimes when there's higher. I think they do turn up the sensitivity on those machines.
going as often as we do, you can tell as soon as because you have a little space in between the people in front of you. Mm-hmm. So you go through, and as I'm walking, because you have that one last guard who's looking at everything. Right. He's got a little screen and he's looking at everything. And as I passed underneath the metal detector, I heard it go beep and him look down. I didn't even wait for him to say, "Oh, sir." I just turned and started walking over to the bags because I knew it. And he's like, "Oh, okay, go ahead."
Yeah.
Because I knew it. I'm like, okay, I know that sound.
And you have Dave has a recording device that he uses for the podcast sometimes that he brings in that sometimes make the security guard scratch their head because it looks kind of like a taser.
Oh, it really does. Yeah. It's got these little two microphones on top and they look like a taser. But I know I take that usually and hold it out in front of me like an umbrella. You know, you can take, how you can, if you just hold the umbrella or something, or your eyeglass cases with metal magnets in them will go off. Certain things we've learned over the years. And so a lot of times I'll just hold it out in front of me now because I've learned my lesson, Tony.
But sometimes they still want to see what it is because it's so weird looking.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. And they kind of shake their head and go, "Oh, okay."
I'm trying
to... but yeah, these strollers, people always are trying to take things in their stroller thinking that they're not going to get caught. But
they do.
Yeah, someone try to take in a bottle of wine, you're going to get caught. Mm-hmm. Speaking of wine, I think we noticed last time we were there a couple weeks ago that in Japan, you know how they used to have the sake on the wall? You could pick out your sake and technically buy the sake and then go out in the park and then open it and then have some sake as you're walking through the park. Not that I want to encourage that, not that we've ever done that.
Okay.
Excuse me. But now it's different. They don't have it there anymore. I guess you have to ask for it. And I don't know. They're doing something different now. I think because they've caught on to people doing that.
They sell wine in the parks. They sell champagne in the parks, bottles. Mm-hmm. They sell bottles of alcohol in like Germany in the back. They sell really expensive alcohol in Germany.
Yeah.
If you go all the way in the back.
Yeah. And what's his name? Gear. What's his name? Gear.
That's perfume.
I know, but that's what I mean. They sell bottles of perfume that are glass bottles and you can take them around the park. But I couldn't take my Dolce & Gabbana in. The guy was like, "Ooh, Dolce & Gabbana, nice."
So Rich can bring his Dracar Noir.
Oh, gosh.
No, that was the cologne that I liked in 8th grade. And so I make my husband wear it to this day.
Oh, okay. Well, and ashes, people always try and take their family members in.
Ashes, yes. You cannot bring your remains of your loved ones into the parks. We've talked about this before. Yes, if Disney catches you bringing ashes, spreading ashes are considered a biohazard, and people have been known to try to spread them at Haunted Mansion or Pirates. And if Disney catches you, it's a lifetime ban. They have to stop the ride. They have to drain the ride. They have to sanitize the ride. So your loved one is now sucked up in a vacuum or a shop vac or whatever. So it doesn't, I have talked about that. I think, and we've had whole shows about this, that it's a missed opportunity for Disney I'm not saying do that, let people do that on the grounds, but to do some kind of memorial. Disney doesn't want to be associated with death in any way. And as a hospice nurse, I know that I think of death differently than most humans, I guess. But I think it's a business opportunity for them. They make a lot of money off weddings. And I think that they could make a lot of money on the other end, on the back end. Even, like I said, even if it was just letting people do little memorials or selling little plaques that could go on, do a little garden between Magic Kingdom and the Grand Floridian and let people buy little plaques that they could sell for $100 and make a beautiful, peaceful garden and let people do little ceremonies there if they want to. I think that would be a huge money maker for Disney. But Disney doesn't want to be associated with death in any way. And
Tony and I have to disagree. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We talked about this.
I know a lot of families where when they think about grandma or grandpa, they remember the big trip and or Sally Lou loved Disney or Tony Ann loved Disney. And I think I think Disney would make a lot of money. If
No,
you don't have to see it. They could put it where nobody, like I said, they could put it on at one of the resorts, at one of the deluxe resorts in a corner make it a beautiful garden. And if you have no desire to think about death, you don't have to go anywhere near it. I don't think they should put it in a park, but I think that they could do something on property. And I think they would make a lot of money.
I agree that they would make a lot of money, but when I disagree with, they don't want to be associated with death is completely.
No, they don't.
No.
Go
Listen,
ahead,
almost every single Disney movie, somebody dies.
Well, that's true.
So
that's true.
There's that.
Well, I remember a couple of years ago, there was a lawsuit. A family, a little boy, I think he was a toddler, he was young, wanted Spider-Man on his on his tombstone, and Disney blocked it. They didn't want any of their characters on tombstones. They didn't want them associated with death, I saw the recent tragedy in Texas. I did see some coffins with Stitch and other Disney characters on them that a craftsman had made. And I was worried that if Disney saw that, they might try to block it because, I know they did that with that little boy. They wouldn't let him have the Spider-Man tombstone. So I don't know. This has gotten very macabre.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you bring ashes in and you get caught, you are banned. They sanitize the ride. So your loved one is not going to be where you want them to be. You know, we've talked about this in past episodes. My husband has a whole plan for me.
Yes, we know the plan. Oh, we've heard about the plan before. Tell us the plan, Tanya.
If you don't know, you can get little capsule, you could get capsules empty, pill caps, like that you would put medicine in, like a pharmacist would use. You could buy them empty. And Rich says he would just take some of my ashes and put them in the capsules. And then he'd flick me. He'd just flick me all over Disney property.
Flicker.
Just flick me. Flick me in Bay Lake. Flick me into Crescent Lake. And then I'd be on Disney property.
I mean, not that he would do it now because it's Tiana's Bayou, but now if it was Splash, he could have flicked you on Splash.
Yeah. He just wants to flick. And it's really funny because this is not really what's going to happen. But Dominic has said, Mom, I know what Dad says, but I'm not really comfortable with that. I don't want to get banned from Disney. So, yeah, I'm not getting flicked.
I'll flick you. I'll flick a bunch of you all over the park. I'll just flick. Because you could sneak crack in that way. Put it in a pill box.
Oh, that's what I've heard. I've heard people have tried.
And yeah.
You're obsessed with this crack.
Yeah. There's ways to do it. I mean, look, if you want to, it can happen. It can be done. And that's that police narcotics dog smells something and stops you.
That one dog that used to guard Disney Springs before they made people coming in on the bus. It used to be if you came in on the bus from a Disney resort, you didn't have to go through security at Disney Springs. But there was always this one dog standing there when you got off the bus. And I always thought, does that one dog catch everything?
No. I always thought that was weird why they did that. They let that go. They changed that now.
They did change it recently.
Yeah. It took them that long. It always made me a little sketchy going in there.
Right, because anybody could come off one of those buses.
Because it's so crowded, especially on the weekends when it's like that.
Yep. So where are you going this weekend?
We're going to Typhoon Lagoon.
Oh, cool.
For after hours DVC.
Oh, cool.
Thank you, Dave, from the Mickey Fowl podcast.
Moonlight Magic.
Yes.
Oh, I hope you like the wave pool. I love the wave pool.
Yeah.
I have fond memories of the wave pool.
I've never been to Typhoon Lagoon. I don't think ever. And I'm not really into swimming in big pools where everybody's peeing. It's not my thing. So I might just stay knee deep or I don't know. I mean, look, it's chlorinated, it's bromide, whatever. It's fine, but still, there's just a lot of stuff going on in those pools. If you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like taking. It's like
activity in the lazy river.
It's like if someone said, "Look, dude, we got this really big pool, and there's going to be like thousands of people." I know it's going to sound like you're like taking a bath with 1,000 people. That's what it's like taking a bath with 1,000 people. It's just kind of. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else swim in the pee.
I'm going to get back to the topic.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Circle back. Yeah.
Okay, circle back to the topic. You can bring cigarettes and vapes into the parks. You cannot smoke cigarettes or vapes in the park. People try to. And as a mother of a special needs adult who has to use the companion restroom with him, I have walked into a companion restroom after somebody obviously was smoking in there. Both nicotine and other substances that have a strong smell that is obvious that that person was smoking in there before I got in there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that happens all the time. I see people vaping all the time in the parks.
Mm-hmm. It's easier to sneak a vape than it is to sneak a drag of a cigarette.
Yeah, but like you said, they'll let you take a vape in, but you just can't use it.
You can carry it in because but to smoke it, you have to like leave the park and go to the smoking section, which is outside of the gates. But they do let you carry the stuff in.
Yeah, I guess they figure you better be on your best behavior.
Remember when there were smoking sections at Disney?
Yeah.
I remember the one that used to annoy me was there's that walkway between. Well, it's not really there. There used to be where Tron is now. There used to be a very secret, hidden walkway that not a lot of people knew about. That went from the train station over in next to Goofy's Toontown, all that, where the Fantasyland train station.
Yeah,
used to be a very quiet walkway that went between Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. It came up next to Space Mountain, and we used to love that walkway, but there was also a smoking section there, and you'd have to walk through it, and you'd cough along walking through the smoking section.
Oh yeah, it was the worst. It was the worst.
Yeah, I think that was the worst smoking section at Disney. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know all of them, but more of the other ones were like off the beaten path.
They were. That one was obnoxious though. That one. I've smoked off and on years and years ago. I don't mind it. When I smell cigarette smoke, I'm like, oh, it smells good.
Makes you want one?
Yeah. Well, not that it makes me want one, but I don't really mind the smell of it.
My dad smoked when I was a kid, and then he quit. Like when he got to be 50, doctor told him, and he quit and never looked back. He just threw them away. But he always said that if he passed before my mom, he would have went out that day and bought a pack and started again.
Oh man.
He missed it, but he didn't want to. But he didn't smoke because of my mom.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
But anyway.
Someone tried to take in a. Well, they didn't try. This comes from a security, someone who works at Disney. That someone tried to bring in, or they were trying to bring in a frying pan, and they're like, "What do you got a frying pan for?" Well, I want to get it signed by Flynn.
Oh, so like Rapunzel
and the security guy said that he actually said, "Okay, fine, just take it in."
I think when we went to Dapper Day a couple of years ago, Rebecca had a small one that she carried as part of her Rapunzel bound.
What's that? Pixar in there's Pixar balls. Is that Disneyland? There's a area you can. I guess they sell them or they give them away, or I don't know. They ball, and this person online said that her kid got this ball and he won it at the Pixar Pier. And he had it all day, was bouncing around the park all day long, whatever, the whole day. And he brought it back the next day and they said, "I'm sorry, their balls are not allowed." And they couldn't take it in. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, there are weird things like that things they sell that you can't bring in. Like when we were like, I think that they've lessened the sale of those things, but they used to be toys. Like they used to sell over by Pirates. They'd sell like long, like it was wooden guns and things and swords and you can't carry them in the park, but you can buy them in the park. And like I said, like you said, bottles and glassware and yeah, it's weird. Was there anything that you'd like to sneak in the parks that you know that you shouldn't? You put me on the spot. You should have told me about that question. I would have thought about it.
Well, it's hard because really I don't know that there is anything because Disney's pretty cool. Like Busch Gardens, you can't take anything in, you can't take food in.
Yeah, that's something that Disney, a lot of people assume that you can, like I've seen a lot of questions on that, we're going to go out to the car, to the parking lot to eat our lunch. It's like, you don't have to do that at Disney. You can bring your lunch in with you as long as it's within reason. And, your cooler is within reason. But you can bring a small soft-sided cooler and lunch within reason. And we've done it. We've talked about it, that we've brought subs in and, back when we were first starting out as a couple, we would make homemade Lunchables with Ritz crackers and cold cuts and cheese and stuff. And I've seen families like who have whole meals that they spread out on one of the tables, and that's fine.
Yeah,
especially
we did.
If you have special dietary, and I think that's why Disney does it, because so many people these days have special dietary needs, and they also have people. People also have religious restrictions on what they can eat. So I think Disney, in order to not have to try to accommodate everyone, because you can't really accommodate everyone easily or financially, they let people bring in what they want, as long as it's not prohibited, so they let people bring in food and drinks. I don't think Disney's ever going to tell people they can't bring in water or beverages other than alcohol, because they don't want people passing out in the Florida heat. So, because the first time somebody passes out and says it's because I couldn't bring in my water and I didn't want to spend $5 on a bottle of water. I think from a liability standpoint, Disney lets people do that. I don't know, like other parks don't. And I don't know how they don't get in trouble for that. But
well, that's all in the policy, I guess, their policies. Yeah. So I think that maybe they can get away with it that way. But
they
offer free water too in the parks.
Yeah. It's just food that you can't bring food in. But people, I remember when I was a kid, we'd go to Hershey Park and stuff, and we'd go out to the car. There used to be some of these old regional theme parks, some of them still do, had picnic areas like right outside the park, where you can have a little picnic with your family. But I remember eating in the car at some of the regional theme parks. Well, so anyway, people I see on Facebook every once in a while, somebody will say, "Oh, we're going to go back to the car and eat lunch," and we're like, "No, you don't have to."
Well, maybe they don't want to tote it around the whole park all day long, and they figure.
Well, that's true, but yeah.
Because you used to do that. You used to go back to the car with Michael.
I didn't go back. No.
I thought you used to. Who was it? Somebody we know used to go keep their stuff in the car and then go back to the car and have lunch and then come back in the park. Maybe they just didn't want to care. I can't remember who that is. Anyway, but we used to bring in subs, public subs all the time, one or two sometimes, and we would spread it out between us and the kids, and that was a great little meal.
Yeah.
That worked fine for us. We actually got upped one time. I think we talked about this before. This is after 8 years of podcasting. We always repeat yourself. But if you didn't hear about this one, we were in Hollywood Studios at Backlot Express, and we were outside with the tabletops with the umbrellas, and it started to pour. And me and Veronica was sitting at one, and a couple came running in, and they were frantically looking around for somewhere to sit. And there was 2 extra chairs. So we're like, "You guys want to sit right here?" And they're like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." And they sat down, and we were eating our subs. It was just me and Veronica at the time, no kids. And this couple got in their backpack and brought out a large serving of hot wings. And me and Veronica just looked at each other and said, "Why have we not thought of that before?"
Well, we might have talked about this in the podcast when you told the story, that when Rich and I were first dating, we went to a minor league baseball game, and I made a huge pot of wings and we brought them in. That was back when you can't bring food into a sporting event now either. But back then we were able to bring it into a minor league ball game. And I had a huge pot of wings too. And when we went through security, the guy commented, "Oh, where are you sitting?"
Yeah.
Like,
well, the couple they could tell by our facial expressions and the way we looked at each other. They're like, "Do you guys want some?" We're like, "No, we're good. Thank you though." "Do you want some public sub?" And they declined. They missed out. Sorry about your luck.
Anything else? I'm trying to think of what else people have brought into the parks. They've snuck. People bring in their pets. People bring pets into the parks that aren't necessarily service animals, and we see it. And it's hard. Disney's in a tough spot with that. They can't accuse somebody of lying when they say it's a service animal. But I don't know. I think if something goes wrong, if somebody gets bit, they might change their tune. So Disney doesn't allow any kind of chair into the parks. And now there's like these little, it's like a stool that it's telescoping. It collapses and it's like the size of back to records, size of a 45 when it's collapsed, of a small. I'm trying to think for somebody who doesn't know what a 45 is.
Oh, a lot of people out there don't know what a 45 is.
What's about that size? Just a small circle, like a 6-inch diameter circle, but it collapses. But when you pull it out, it becomes a stool and you can sit on it. And people have been apparently sneaking these into the parks, and, you're not allowed to have chairs. I've seen people with the canes that have a little seat on them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they allow those, but you're not allowed to have a seat.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed to carry a chair into Disney. I think it's more for safety and blocking routes. Like, they don't want people sitting in where they shouldn't be.
Maybe, sitting in line, waiting. Oh, that'd be nice to have one. Maybe I should get me a cane with this thing on it. Sounds like a good idea. Yeah, this security guard, that's one of the things he said was chairs. A lot of people try to bring those little chairs in. Some of the crazy stuff he said people tried to bring in that he could remember was once somebody tried to bring in a smoke machine. What? Yeah, what a smoke machine? What the heck?
Well, I think maybe they were trying to make a video, because I think a lot of people now.
Mm-hmm. A lot of influencer, yeah.
Right, and they want to make videos.
Uh-huh. Another one he said was a blow-up mattress.
That's a great idea.
He said it was a smaller one that kind of fits in a backpack, I guess, a small one. But the person said they had narcolepsy.
So before I fall asleep without knowing I'm about to fall asleep,
that's what I'm saying. Do you have time to really blow it up and then wait? Are you falling asleep while you're blowing it up, or what happens?
So I'm looking at the official list from Disney. These are the prohibited items, and we've talked about some of them. Firearms, ammunition, knives, or weapons of any kind. Self-defense things like pepper spray and mace. Marijuana or any illegal substance. Objects or toys that appear to be firearms or weapons. But they sell them. They sell swords, and they sell Buzz Lightyear ray guns, and they sell lightsabers, but
but those are different. Those are toys, Tony, and those are not
it
real.
Says objects or toys that appear to be firearms or weapons.
Well.
But when we were kids, they used to sell different kinds of toy guns in Pirates when you in that shop. They used to sell and the swords. Fireworks or similarly explosive or flammable objects, smoke machines or fog machines. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's weird. But he said he had someone try to bring one in.
Alcoholic beverages, except at the Disney resort hotels. Wine may be brought into Disney Springs to be consumed at select table service restaurants only, but corkage fees may apply. So you can bring wine into Disney Springs.
I'll charge you a small $50 cork fee for that, sir, but go ahead and drink it.
Glass containers, excluding small containers such as baby food jars. So maybe that's why they gave you some leeway with your cologne, so it says small containers.
Yeah, it wasn't a small one, but it was maybe, I don't know, the size of it was it wasn't a big one, but it wasn't one of those little tester things, but it was a decent sized bottle.
It says,
like in the palm of your hand, whatever.
Right. Except in Disney. So you can bring glass into Disney resort hotels. Horns, whistles, large megaphones, or artificial noisemakers. Okay. Recreational devices such as drones, remote controlled toys, which they sell, and I know they sell remote controlled toys in Toy Story. Skateboards, scooters, inline skates, or shoes with built-in wheels. Bicycles are permitted only in designated resort areas. Okay.
I never thought about bringing my bicycle. That's interesting. Maybe I should bring my bicycle next time. I can stroll around the parks.
Strollers that are greater than 31 inches in width and 52 inches in height. Stroller wagons are also prohibited. Well, they are, but you do see them because people can get medical exceptions for that. Wagons are prohibited at any theme park or water park. Wagons are prohibited at indoor venues at ESPN Y World of Sports Complex. Oh, why do they say that's weird? They're prohibited at both. Any trailer-like object that is push, pulled, towed by an ECV, wheelchair, stroller, or person. That lends itself to, I've seen ECVs with trailers, and I guess that's what they're prohibiting. There was like a husband and wife ECV deal where your wife is on the back of your ECV.
Yeah,
I guess they're prohibiting that.
Too bad. I like that idea.
Wheeled mobility devices less than 3 wheels or devices that cannot maintain stability or balance when stopped. Training wheels or modifications are not permitted. They're talking about like Segways here. They don't want a 2-wheeled mobility device. Now I saw at Universal, at Epic Universe, I saw at the opening Warwick Davis, the actor.
Mm-hmm.
He was at Epic with one of those 2-wheel. I don't know if it's because he's famous and he's in the Harry Potter movies, or if they allow them for everyone.
No, he had a special exemption. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what that's called. You're
a
famous.
Special exemption.
You were in the movies.
A celebrity exemption.
Exactly. That's exactly what he got.
Suitcases or backpacks with or without wheels, larger than 24 by 15 by 18, are not allowed in any theme park or water park. So that's so if you have a suitcase and you're like leaving Disney that day, you cannot bring your suitcase into the park, but you can check it at one of the resorts. So that's what I would do. Loose or dry ice is not permitted. Reusable ice packs are recommended. So we've talked about this before. Loose ice, they don't want you having a cooler full of ice because if they have to, they're going to want to search your cooler to make sure you don't have any contraband in it. And they don't want the security guards to have to stick their hand into your cooler of ice. So you can put your ice in Ziploc bags, or you can use reusable ice packs. Folding chairs are not allowed at any theme park, water park, or Disney Springs. Selfie sticks, handheld extension poles for cameras or mobile devices, flags and banners are not allowed. But you can use a tripod. And now, like my tripod is also a selfie stick. So, but I've brought it in. I always have all these great ideas that I have my tripod and I'm going to use it when I go to like the festivals and stuff. And then I never do.
I know. The same way with my mobile recorder. I always have it when I bring it. More than half the time, I don't even use it. Like, why did I even bring it in? I got stopped by security. It's a little awkward. Not it's that heavy, but it's just one more thing in my backpack. We got to be better, Tony Ann. We got to do better. We're influencers.
I know.
No, we're not. We're just regular podcasters. Kidding.
No,
we're not kidding anybody.
Balloons are not permitted at Animal Kingdom theme park, ESPN Wide World of Sports, or Animal Kingdom Lodge. You have to think about that. If you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge and your kid's going to want a balloon, you cannot have them at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
No balloons there. A lot of people try to bring in training potties for their kids too.
Oh, yes.
They have the little
Apparently those are permitted.
What's that?
Apparently those are permitted.
Well, I guess. I don't know. But, they make the little small ones so when you sit on a regular size seat that have a collapsible seat that, can fit in the back of in a backpack so your little kid doesn't fall through.
You want to carry that on?
But I guess some people want to bring the whole training potty.
And set it up in the ice cream shops. Plastic straws are also not permitted in Animal Kingdom theme park or Animal Kingdom Lodge. So that includes like if you have a juice box. If you have juice boxes in your cooler, they'll make you rip the straws off the back if they see them. Coast Guard approved flotation devices or swim noodles are not allowed at any water park.
Yeah, but if you go buy merchandise, they'll have bags for you to put your stuff in. See, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. The at ESPN, I guess this is a problem they have specifically at ESPN Wide World of Sports. No generators, no propane heaters, no large misting fans. Personal fans are permitted, but large ones are not. Flags, banners of any kind, larger than 3 by 5. Metal flagpoles. Flagpoles must be made out of wood, plastic, or PVC pipe. Coolers are prohibited at indoor venues, except for team coolers, which must remain on the team bench, and folding chairs are not permitted.
Oh, now I have to repack everything now. I can't take my training potty. I can't take my knife. I can't take my crack.
I didn't see training potty on that list. I think
you can take them, I guess.
I don't know, Dave.
Hey, it's better to be on a training potty in line for Rise of Resistance than have them go pee in the corner somewhere. Or having to leave line. But then you got to carry it around. Then what are you going to do? How does that work? How exactly does that work?
That's disgusting. That's really disgusting.
Oh, and that's got to be awkward, big, stuck in a stroller somewhere. No,
Yummy.
just don't.
I think we've officially gone off the rails.
Oh, well,
We're talking about training potties
okay.
again.
Well, got to end on a good note.
It's not the first time we've talked about these on the show, though.
No, we've talked about this before, but I wanted to revisit it because of this whole tobacco, this meth. Thank you, Andy. Meth, not crack. Meth. There's a huge difference between the two. Okay, Tony Ann. Okay, well, that was fun, Tony Ann. I hate to stop now, but I think we've had enough shenanigans for one day. If you haven't subscribed to the show, and
you still want to after listening to this episode,
yeah, just go to your normal app wherever you listen to it. And if it's got a subscribe button, just subscribe. We got so many.
Join the Friends of the Disney Crush, because that's where we share our information between the shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and where I often circle back and post references to the things we talked about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have fun on there. Yeah, subscribe. I don't know why. We need our subscribe numbers to go up. I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
We got a lot of listeners, but our subscribe. Come on, people, now. Let's go. What's up? You can even throw in a review, even if it's negative. I don't care. Just throw in a review. We never talk about that. We never talk about it.
No, we don't.
Yeah, but hey, we got a review. We'll take it. We got thick skin. We'll take it.
All right, Dave,
all right, Tony. All right. Well, love you guys. Thanks for joining us this week, and we will talk to you guys next week. Well, we'll not talk to you guys next week. We'll see you guys. No, we won't see you either.
We won't see them either. Happy birthday, Veronica. You're not going to say goodbye?
Oh, goodbye, guys. Bye. Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
No one listens to the last part of the show. By the time you start the music, no, they don't. By the time I put that music in, they're checking out. They're like, I'm out of here. I'm done. They've said enough.
Maybe we need to put like a prize at the end of the next episode.
Oh, that's a good idea. Perfect. I like this idea.
Listening.
How many people have already left the show, Tony Ann, by now?
Right.
Okay, we need to do this. Okay, we will send out a gift. If you're still listening, let's find out.
Say a magic word.
What magic word do you want? What's the magic word?
Know.
Training potty.
There you go.
All right.
The first person to email or private message me the word training potty.
We'll get
win a new Disney Crush mug because they're coming soon.
But when? We don't want them waiting too long.
I think they're coming. They're coming this month.
Oh, this month. Okay. Well, maybe I'll send you something quicker. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to get it right out to them because they're like, yeah, whatever. I've missed people. I had Joy Cook tell me I forgot to send her something. She joined Patreon and I never sent her a magnet or whatever. I felt so bad. I forgot. I had a lot going on. Hurricanes and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so I'll have to send her something now. I don't want to wait for the coffee mugs. That takes a long time. Well, maybe I'll wait. We'll see.
Well, there's already tracking info. It looks like they've sent them already, dude.
Well, that's good.
They're out for delivery. They're coming today.
Get out of here. Okay, well, that's perfect.
Today between 1:30 and 5:30.
Wow. That's crazy turnaround.
One piece of 2 shipments. I guess there's going to be 2 shipments.
I was a little going back and forth on that coffee cup because the bigger the coffee cup made our logo smaller, and then the other one looked a little bit better because it was bigger. But people know that round one, and I just didn't want to get away from that. That was my only concern about that.
It looks like you're getting 2 boxes.
Oh, they coming here? They're to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't believe they're coming today.
Yeah, that sounds crazy that they're coming already. All right. Well, Joy Cook, you're getting a coffee mug. Oh, she's not here anymore. She's gone. She's checked out. So she could have won 2 prizes.
She's still in the group.
No, she's checked out of the podcast. She heard that music and she's out. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Tony. Well, that's good. Then we're going to put some, we got 2 going out. We got 2 coffee mugs going out. One for Joy Cook and then one for whoever stayed around.
Whoever knows training potty is the magic word.
Training potty. Okay. Mm-hmm. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Now I'm letting my eyes tingle. Goodbye.
That's it. All right.
Turkey and truth has spoken.
Put a check on that. Can you do that, Dave? Can you put a check on that one?